Hello there, Curious Minds! Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery? Here are 6 fascinating facts that you most likely didn't know just 5 minutes ago. Let's begin! Do you know what the word sushi actually means in Japanese? Sushi doesn't signify raw fish, as many believe, but rather vinegared rice. The term actually refers to rice prepared with vinegar, sugar, and salt, which forms the true foundation of the dish, even though many varieties include raw fish. So tell me, what's your favorite type of sushi?
Have you ever found yourself asking why milk is actually white? Well, this liquid gets its characteristic color from a specific protein known as casein, and the way its fats are dispersed. Milk contains casein particles and tiny fat droplets that scatter light in a way that makes them appear white to the human eye. Although milk has other components like water, vitamins, and sugars, it's the interaction of light with these particles that gives it its signature color. Additionally, cows that produce milk richer in beta-carotenes can produce milk with a slightly yellowish hue. Tell me, were you aware of this fact?
Have you ever asked yourself, what is the driest place on our planet? Well, the answer is the Atacama Desert in Chile, a place so extreme that some of its areas haven't experienced rain in centuries. Since the soil is extremely dry and the area has high ultraviolet radiation, the conditions are so similar to the planet Mars that NASA and other space agencies conduct experiments there. They test equipment and vehicles designed for future Martian missions. Wouldn't you also want to go to Mars yourself?
Why do pandas, despite being carnivores, eat bamboo? Well, giant pandas are technically carnivores because they belong to the bear family and still retain a digestive system very similar to that of other carnivores. Nevertheless, these pandas have evolved to rely almost exclusively on bamboo, which makes up over 99% of their diet. But why do they choose bamboo if they're not good at digesting it? This is mainly because of bamboo's availability. Pandas live in the mountain forests of China, where bamboo is abundant and grows quickly. This constant resource allows them to get food without needing to hunt. Although bamboo is abundant, its low calorie and protein content compels pandas to consume vast quantities merely to survive. Their bodies, designed to process meat, don't extract all the nutrients from bamboo, which makes their digestion very inefficient. Tell me, did you know about this?
Have you ever asked yourself what the first film to win an Oscar was? That great achievement went to the 1927 film Wings, directed by William Wellman. This film, a war drama focusing on World War I, secured the very first Academy Award for Best Picture at the inaugural Oscar ceremony, which took place on May 16, 1929. Wings was one of the few films of its era that utilized advanced special effects to simulate aerial combat, a critical factor that contributed to its success at the ceremony. Furthermore, Wings is notable for being the only silent film to have won the Best Picture Oscar in the entire history of the Academy. It's a silent film classic that stands out for its technical and narrative quality. Tell me, have you ever seen a silent movie?
So, have you ever found yourself asking why chameleons change their color? Well, contrary to what many people might think, chameleons don't change color simply for the purpose of camouflage. While camouflage can offer an advantage in certain situations, the primary reason is actually tied to regulating their body temperature. Since they are cold-blooded animals, they depend completely on the environment to regulate their body temperature. When they need to warm up, they darken their skin in order to absorb more of the sun's heat. On the other hand, when they want to cool down, they lighten their color to reflect sunlight. These color changes are also highly influenced by their emotions and how they communicate with other members of their species. Quite curious, wouldn't you say?
That's all for this week. What was your favorite fact? Tell us in the comments and don't forget to follow for more. See you in the next video. Until next time, Curious Minds.
This video was made possible by the 4Curious team.